Hackett head coach, Dob Drake, my guest. Coach, thanks for joining me, first of all. Secondly, last week the season's gone fast, hasn't it?
This has been the fastest season I've ever been associated with. It's just motored along. I think because of the good weather and because I got a good bunch of kids to coach, and I've really been enjoying myself.
You were just telling me you've been coaching football for about 40 years. How much longer are you going to do this?
Oh, I don't know. Back when I was a young man, I always said that, I wanted to make the last call in the last game and topple over, But as you get older, it gets realistic, and I don't want that. I don't know. I'm just going to play it by ear and see what happens.
Take us back to last week. Obviously, a big one for you guys over Parchment. Great game from Weston. What's going through your head as you're watching Geo just time and time again have these huge runs?
Well, I tell you, having watched practice, you could probably agree to that. He's our hardest worker in practice. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever had in all those 40 years. He runs hard every play of every practice, never takes a play off. He, does the things you're supposed to do that coaches love. And during the game, he just kind of like gathered momentum and, started pounding down, and I was really proud of him.
Did you realize how big of a workload it was while the game's going on?
Well, we did, but we also understand he can take it. We've limited his carries earlier in the season, moving the ball around, and so he was due to have a game where he really got a workout.
Quarterback for Hackett, Dan Thayer, my guest. Dan, take us back to Friday night. Big win over Parchment for you guys, but obviously you're the quarterback. It seemed pretty easy for you most of the time. All you had to do was turn and hand it off to Geo every time, right?
Yeah, well, the offensive line did a great job up front, and when they get movement like that and Geo can run the ball, no need to, try and throw it down the field. So,
what were you thinking that entire game? When you're watching Geo, you're seeing what he's doing. What's going through your head as you're watching that performance?
Let's just keep giving it to him. Let's just keep getting down the field, try to get a couple more scores in, just start pounding the ball.
Well, big-time rivalry game against Parchment, and we came into the game. It was their homecoming. The previous week we were homecoming lost, but I was thinking the whole time we cannot lose this game. Over and over I was getting the ball, blocks were coming through. We just kept doing it, and it worked, and just it wouldn't matter. We just kept going.
Did you realize, how much of a workload you were doing as this game's going along, that you really were carrying it essentially like every play?
To a point I did, but I didn't know it was 52 carries worth. But yeah, I knew I was getting the ball a lot, but I couldn't really feel it. I wasn't getting fatigued,
Well, he had 11 tackles in the game on top of that running game. That's pretty good. But Dan Thayer carried the ball a couple of times, and 6 times, had pretty good yardage. And it's kind of like one of those things, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We were having success, and he kept getting better and better. And I think he tired them out more than they tired him out.
Hey, talk about Thayer, your senior quarterback, because he stepped up big this year in a lot of ways. How big and how important has he been to your teams this year? Well,
he's done a great job as a leader and running the offense, and he's thrown well. He's thrown 8 touchdown passes, and I'm happy with him because he's been a complete player. What's interesting is the biggest things he did in the game Friday night, he made 3 key tackles on defense. We lost our starter, Evan Wenzel, to a concussion, and Dan came in playing both ways, and he made 3 plays, one on a fake punt. That was incredible. And so I'm just real pleased he's a complete player.
How do you feel that you've best developed this year?
Probably the mental side of the game. Just being able to, read coverages and, make sure I can really lead the offense down the field and know everybody's going.
Is that just having a grasp of everything now that you're a senior?
I think that's a part of it. Really just getting that game time experience and getting the flow of the game going and having the guys look up to you and be able to lead them on the offense.
You've been on a lot of different rivalries. You've been in the 2 biggest rivalries on both sides of them in Kalamazoo and Loy Norix, and now Kalamazoo Christian and Hackett. How do these rivalries stack up against each other? Can you?
Well, the Central Norix thing, my family, my dad coaching, my brothers and I playing, and myself coaching, we were in about 40 of those games, through the various years. So that was pretty intense. And the rivalry, like between Christian and Hackett, it's a little bit different. It's a very fierce rivalry, but you don't have the shenanigans that go on, outside it. And I think that this game, his kids are going to be pumped up. It's their playoff game. We're going to be pumped up. It's our playoff game. And, when the smoke settles, or it might be mud because it's supposed to rain, but when the mud settles, we're going to find out who won and who didn't.
This game is obviously our last game of the season, and it's Christian, so it's the last time for us seniors to do something great. So this is my last chance to do something big and be remembered by.
It just makes it all the more special. Going against K Christian like that, big rival, and you want to take them down, but it's the last game, so you're trying to stay focused, and it really just all is going to come down to one big game for us.
Kalamazoo Christian this week, outside the rivalry, what scares you about them, and what are things that you need to prepare for if you're going to beat that team?
Well, first off is the coaching. They're excellent coaching at that school, always has been. And Steve is a K Christian guy through and through, played there. And so when you go against them, first off, they're going to be prepared. Second off, they're not going to make stupid mistakes. And thirdly, they're going to play hard. They're going to try to kill you, And we have to prepare their quarterback, I believe, is one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. They've got running backs. They've got 3 or 4 of them that are all sound and solid. But the thing that they really got good is a good line. They're very strong kids. They got a kid named Gooch that is, boy, he's a good-looking kid. And I'm watching these guys on film. They do things well. So we pretty much know we've got to stop them. We've got to play good defense. And to move the ball on them, we're going to have to block. It's going to be a block and tackle game.
Yeah. Well, they're going to come out and play, hard football and really play hard all 4 quarters. So we're going to have to be smart with the ball and try and see what they're doing to stop Geo and see what our other options are.
Is it going to be hard to walk off that field one last time on Friday?
Absolutely. It'll be tough, and so we just got to get that win, and it'll make it a little less hurtful.
Just being here with my friends, every day, got to move on, and it's sad to see them go. I'm gonna miss them, and it's just never gonna be the same.
This sounds corny, and it sounds made up, but it's not. That I always tell the kids, you're my player for life, which they are. It might be 10 years from now. They might need something, or I might need something. And we actually become friends now that they're not players, if that makes any sense. So it's hard, but I look at it like I'm going to see them the rest of my lifetime.